Hey guys, so we're going to continue off of part one of creating the toddler slides out of the pre-K slides. And so now what we have is we have the toddler slides in this training folder, or in the folder that we're working with under playlist, and we have the toddler slides that we're going to use right above it. We also have the original pre-K slides here from before, but we're not going to need them for this demonstration. So if you see those and it causes any confusion, don't let them get in your way. First thing I'm going to do is just get a little more workspace by hitting Control A, which is going to hide the audio bin over here. Control A will hide and show the audio bin. Control V will hide or show the video bin. And as you're making slides especially, you're never going to need those for anything. Well, I wouldn't say never, but you probably won't need them from anything. So step one is we're going to remove volume from videos that we don't want the toddlers to hear. Now, it's important that the toddler channel stays in sync with the pre-K channel. It's important that things happen on the televisions around the same time so they don't interrupt each other, and so that there's a similar flow and feel to the curriculum being displayed in the environments. So what we want is we do want videos to play in the background even if they're not being shown to the toddlers, and that ensures that everything is in sync, at least for now. And so because of that, what we're going to do is we're going to allow the Ollie videos and the countdown videos to play. We're just going to remove the sound from them. So we're going to leave the sound on the first Countdown to Worship video. We're going to leave the sound on the music video. We're going to right click on the Countdown to Ollie video. We're going to go to Media Properties, and we're going to go to the Properties tab and see where it says volume. We're going to bring it all the way down to 0. And when I close that out, as you can see when I click on it, it's going to count down, but it's not going to show any, it's not going to play any sound. So we're going to do the same thing here. And here. We're going to repeat this step with all of the Ollie videos. Now we're going to, no, I think that's everywhere where we're going to remove sound from. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to cover the countdown video. To do that, go up here to your slides that you'll have from previously, and holding down the Command key, or I believe the Control key in Windows, you highlight all of these objects. Let me slow down for 1 second and just point out what these objects are. You have a gray background. You have three slides of the vision statements, and you have a little Mosaic Kids shrunk icon in the corner. You have some text, and then you have a white bar down at the bottom providing background. Now you can't right click on them and copy them, but what you can do is holding down the Command key, or in Windows the Control key and the letter C, you can copy them into your clipboard. Closing this out and then going back down to this one, we're going to go to Edit Slide, and that's going to bring up the slide editing screen. And then I'm simply going to click. You have to click on it for it to work. So if you haven't clicked on this screen in the center, it's not going to work. And then you hit Command V, and it's going to throw it all down there. Now, one thing I'll show you by backing up for a second. See how this says Countdown to Worship up top? So if we copied something in that didn't say Countdown to Worship, then what we need to do is rename it. And I'm also going to do one more quick thing. I noticed that these got moved a little bit, so I'm going to recenter it while it's all highlighted, and then I'm going to change this right here to Countdown to Worship. Feel free to use exclamation marks and lots of things to encourage the kids to get excited. So this one will play audio, but it won't play video. When you adjust the media properties in ProPresenter, it is specific to the slide that you adjust them in. You can adjust the speed, you can adjust the volume, and by doing that, it's going to be specific to the slide that you're adjusting, meaning that it won't affect slides in other slide decks. It won't affect slides even in that same group, which is unlike the ProPresenter of the past, where that used to affect everything. Moving on to the next slide. Again, we want the audio to play in this. We just don't want the video to play. So I'm going to click on it and paste. And I'll come back to this and rename it with the name of the worship song. I just can't remember what the name is right now. Clicking on the next one, Countdown to Ollie. Now this one's not going to have this one's not going to have audio or video, and we don't want the kids to even know that anything's going on here. We just want the time to be accounted for. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to paste this stuff in, and I'm going to say free play. Clicking on the next Ollie slide, I'm going to highlight and I'm going to paste. And we're going to continue with free play. And just to speed things up a little bit, I'm going to quickly highlight everything here and copy it so that I don't need to keep editing it. And finally, down here at the bottom, we're going to continue with the free play tradition. Unlike the other one though, this one will also display the time. We're going to close this out. And now you can see everything that I've done. I'm going to go up here to the old part 1 really quickly. I'm going to check where the Toddler from last month played, and I'm going to remind myself the name of the song. It is Get Up. So I'm going to come back to where we were working, and oh, it actually says Get Up music video down here. I could have noticed that. And the words down at the bottom are really for the leaders, right? We're trying to just let them know where they are in service. Moving on to the part 2, we're going to have a countdown to worship. We're going to have a countdown to worship video. So we're going to edit this, click on it. There you go. You'll get used to some of the weird things that are in ProPresenter. For example, if I hit return here, it doesn't actually enter it like it would in a text message or something that's more modern. It actually goes to the next line. So if I want to apply my text, I actually just click somewhere on the screen with my mouse. You kind of get used to it over time. I'm going to cover over, clean it up. Then we have a new song called Cool, and we're going to, each month this last song changes. Now some songs may change out more frequently, or we may be adding songs, so there may be more than 3, but for now there are 3, and the first 2 are always the same and the last one changes every month. And then the last slide is circle time. Circle time doesn't change. So quickly to go through what we've done, We removed the volume from the countdown to Ollie, which is the second countdown timer. We removed the volume from all 4 or 5, depending on the month, Ollie videos. We cover the countdown videos and we relabel them to countdown to worship or to free play, depending on what was coming up next. We cover all the Ollie videos. We relabel them to free play, and we cover the final part 1 slide, which is where in pre-K they would go over the memory verse and the bottom line. We're going to also keep that at free play. As you can see, when I click on the first countdown to worship, it's going to give a 15-minute timer, just like the pre-K does. And at 14 minutes and 30 seconds, it's going to go to a countdown timer, which is going to play music. Once that music finishes, it will automatically forward to the next slide and play Get Up. Oh, yeah. Turn the volume down so you can hear me. Once it does that, it's going to go to free play. So it's going to stop playing all music, and it's going to sit on free play for a certain amount of time. And right now, that's just going to sit there, and then it's going to add the time here after it gets to the last one. Then for programming part 2, when that starts, it's going to go back to the countdown to worship, with this time a 5-minute timer. It's going to again play the music, and then it's going to play Clean Up, just the audio, and followed by Cool, the new song, and then it's going to end with Circle Time, and in the bottom right hand corner, the time. The questions really aren't for the toddlers, but we just leave them up there. We like the parents, when they come do the pickup for the kids, to see the Circle Time questions up on the screen. Any questions, please give me a call or shoot me an email, mosaickidstech@gmail.com. And if you have any ideas for other training videos, please let me know. And hope you're doing great. Talk to you soon.